got blown up a couple too many times in Afghanistan. Had some nerve damage within the spine, and that kind of set me back. That's why we're here.
I'm so excited because today I meet with my man Fletch, the barber, and we are gonna build a pull-up bar.
Indy Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this here scenario. Here we go.
I saw you walking up. I'm like, oh, dang.
We're at Home Depot. Fletch, the man, the myth, the legend, Marine veteran, and we are gonna build this daggone pull-up bar. So I was at Fletch's spot getting a haircut about I don't know, a week and a half ago, and I realized this man had this super fly pull-up bar. And so I asked him, I was like, man, you gotta help me build this. I'm not the Home Depot guy. And he graciously came over, and we're gonna build this thing.
1 inch everything I got.
How many pull-ups would you say you're doing a day right now?
A day, I'm trying to do at least 150.
Damn!
Just different size, like I said, it's just pyramid stuff like that. It's not on the road. I'm not Arnold or rock climber. I'm just trying to make
This man said 150. I thought I was gonna be big and bad trying to do 100.
Oh no, that's
150 pull-ups. Yikes! What he's talking about though, those of you guys that can do a few pull-ups like me, like I can't do the most amount. I'm actually gonna see how many I can get done today, but what he's talking about is pyramids, and he showed this to me at his house, which is really cool. It's been really helpful. I've been doing it almost every single day. You do a set of 5, then a set of 4, then a set of 3, then a set of 2, then a set of 1, then you work your way back up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You actually end up doing 30 pull-ups in that entire session, versus I was trying to do like 5 sets of 5, struggling to get to 25 pull-ups. But this new method he showed me, the pyramids, I actually could do way beyond that. And so I did the math. So if I could do 7 and 6, and that would be 100. So it's a pyramid of 7 and a pyramid of 6. Those go to the wall.
These go to the wall, 3 bigs, and then these are what's going to curve for the side corners. Right. These are going to be your spacers in between. Okay. So you got 3 of those to fit, and then the middle will be actually the T box or a T fitting, and we'll put that one in the middle just to get that middle support. And as you know, you got on mine, and it's solid, like
there it is.
Perfect width. You're gonna have a little big gap right there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be solid, wide grip, mid grip, close grip, whatever you want. Resistance, so it strip it out.
Okay. Of course, this man pulls up in style. Yeesh.
I went into the other one.
That thing is smooth, bro. My niece Lena.
Oh, I know you.
You know Levi.
Hey, buddy. Looking good.
Levi, Fletch is gonna install a pull-up bar here for me so we can do pull-ups. Levi's been trying to do pull-ups.
Never tried.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try.
More water and power.
Okay, well this is better than Powerade for you. You gotta try one. Yeah. It's gonna hit you in a sec.
Really?
A little bit.
Okay. Oh gosh, yeah, and I don't do these, so it's probably gonna hit me hard.
Are you on a motorcycle?
That's a good question. It's cheaper, and good. Yeah, good stress reliever. That's definitely it. I'm already excited for you. This thing, you're gonna love this, man. You could hang on swings for them. You can hang whatever you want.
I didn't even think about swings.
Yeah, like a swing or a TRX bands, that kind of stuff. Like the TRX bands, what we do. Said no, I can. Don't tell me what I can and can't. Because if I can't, I'll make it.
How was your day?
It was eventful.
Chick-fil-A in the house. Escondido Chick-fil-A in the house. Except I can't have Chick-fil-A because I'm doing Whole 30. So funny story. I was getting a haircut from Fletch a couple times, and when I actually finally met his wife, we discovered that me, her, and my wife actually all went to high school together. And mind you, I've only known Fletch for about a year and a half. So it's crazy how small of a world it is.
I'm going to fall down.
The house ain't gonna fall down, Julio.
You said that?
Yeah. Now what's the pro of doing it by hand versus using the...
Just setting the torque, kind of feeling out the wood and everything, but it's the exact same either way you want to do it. Drill, the battery, it's fine with the battery, but I try not to waste
I got
on that side, and then I did it by hand on mine, so, and I got to work out with mine, so mine was like,
I want and Daddy.
Nice, look at you holding Daddy's holding you too. Daddy was Armstrong right there. First time DIY I did it in an hour and a half, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
And so we did this in what, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes?
Oh, there's burning, buddy.
Last one burning.
You should probably have me.
We're gonna both get on this.
You should probably have me wait up because I probably got you guys by 20 pounds.
She said she wanted to test it.
Pull up, oh, warm up. Warm up? What type of warm up is they just hanging there?
Alright, let's see how many pull-ups Fletch can do.
Oh, I just did mine this morning.
Yeah.
14. All right, go Levi. Do it. Oh, whoa. Dude. About to blow up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,
Good.
11.
It's coming down. It's coming down. Hold it. Good. Slow down. Slow coming down. Slow coming down. There you go. Good.
All right, good job. 12.
50, I counted.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
I did my activators.
Okay, what's the activators?
Your, whatever this called.
Oh.
Your deltoids.
Yeah, no,
I did it, you gotta do it.
Oh, Jesus.
We got the bands.
Okay.
Bands? I don't need no bands.
Alright.
Hey! That was an activator.
Well, that was an activator. That's what you call that.
You just did.
Heck no. I almost did it. I'll be looking like Popeye tomorrow. This gonna be full.
Fletch, here go the little establishment. Oh yeah.
Photos and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Because it gives good light and everything. I like it.
This light just to kind of brighten up the room. Sometimes I come in here and it's like super dark. This light's a little softer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Nice cover and everything.
So we just finished installing this pull-up bar, man. Thank you for doing that, bro.
No problem.
That's freaking
no problem at all.
awesome.
Happy to help, man.
Entrepreneur, creative, because I do feel like barbering is creative. I've been getting cuts from this dude for a while, and every time I go in, the experience is like top notch. And so he has a boutique thing. It's low key. It's not open to everybody, but if you know me, maybe I'll connect you personally with Fletch. Your backstory is really interesting. You were a veteran. You served in the military for how many years did you do in the Marine Corps? 10 years in the Marine Corps. That's what brought you to Oceanside. Yes. You had some health setbacks. I don't know if you want to talk about that briefly.
Yeah. I was initially in the Marine Corps and then got blown up a couple too many times in Afghanistan and then had some nerve damage within the spine. And that kind of set me back. That's why we're here in Oceanside doing all the VA stuff and had back surgery in January and just trying to stay as active as I was in the Marine Corps.
Right.
So.
Thank you for serving our country, first and foremost. And shout out to all the veterans that have served, man. I think so many veterans go underappreciated and we don't just say thank you enough. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. Because it was a sacrifice for you, your family, being away from family. You got little kids. You know what I mean? I could imagine, you know. So, Pat, you got blown up a couple times. Obviously not pleasant. But the thing I've noticed about you is you've never been slacking in your physique. Like, you're one of those guys that when somebody meets you, it's like, man, Fletch got it together. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, ah. Awesome, yeah. And I noticed when I first met you over at Juniors, you had a pull-up bar at Juniors. Right?
Yes.
So you always had a pull-up bar at Juniors. I got to your house. I saw the pull-up bar we installed at my house. I saw a chair house. And that's what sparked the inspiration. And I was like, man, let me pump out some pull-ups there. How is it that you've never been able to let go or slack on your health despite all the setbacks? You could have had every single excuse. Yeah. I'm sure the military, the mental side of it was probably exhausting, the physical side, and then just life happening. But that was never an excuse for you. Like, what is that inside of you that you just kept pushing forward?
I take it back to my parents and how they raised me and just keeping me active, keeping me in sports and never letting me really give up on anything. And then the Marine Corps really just kind of sharpened that all up. We have a high standard in the Marine Corps, and pull-ups is #1 game, shooting, running, pretty much anything and everything we try to be the best at. So when it came to fitness and all that stuff that came down. I had started having lower back issues. My legs were shutting off due to the spinal cord compressed and pushing on the actual cord for the nerves. I never gave that reason or that excuse to really give up. It never was in my body. With the Marine Corps, you never do. And that's really what drove me to keep that physique. And I saw guys get out and they either hit the bottle or kind of got big and let themselves go. It's hard when you let go of that standard and try to get back to it. And I just didn't want to do that. Also for my 2 little ones and my wife, and staying in kind of a fitness lifestyle, I wanted to maintain, and Marine Corps really gave me that push and that drive. So.
And that's allowed you to then be a pillar in your community as a whole. Like, a lot of guys look up to you. Like, you have a very, like, friendly environment at the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, no, yeah,
cats just drop in and hang out. Levi just joined us. Say hi, Levi.
Hi.
Cats drop in, hang out. That's allowed you to kind of become a pillar in your circle and be like an inspiration. You take guys out shooting. Help them deal with some of the what would you call it? The mental decompression of being and serving.
And that stress reliever, because a lot of my guys will call me and be like, hey, I can't. It's hard to talk to people. It's hard to transition out into the civilian world. And I try to help them in the best way I can by giving them that the little nicks and knacks that I do, either going to the gun range or working out, just staying on top of it and not letting that standard down. And
having an outlet, right? Having an outlet. If you're dealing with mental health issues, if you're a veteran, you got to have an outlet. You guys go out, shoot, you ride your bike,
ride motorcycles, and even just talking to veterans is a big network that we have amongst our community, and just being able to relate to somebody else that doesn't know how to talk or how to really transition out. That's the biggest one, and knowing that there's somebody that has your six at all times. So
now, we just did some pull-ups. I barely did 12. You did more. You probably do way more because you already did your pull-up workout today. If someone's starting out there watching this, you're also a nutritionist too, which is, we could talk for hours, but if someone's starting out there just watching this and they're like, man, that's cool, like, Fletch, you're already in good shape. Ruslan, you're getting there. You did 12 pull-ups. What if someone can't do any pull-ups? Like, what advice would you give them on how to just get started and the why behind why pull-ups are so good for you?
Being that if you don't have any or anything going on right now, it's the consistency is always great. Doing a workout or doing some sort of, like the wife talking about the contractions and all that, and activators and stuff.
One pull-up by the end of the year.
29,
Oh yeah, if you're doing the activators and with the bands, you should have it like within, I'd say about 2.5 months, 3 months, you should have a full pull-up. Those are going to build the smaller muscles to build the bigger muscles. That's the biggest thing. Eating healthy, eating right. I love food. I'm guilty of Texas-style barbecue. It's always that on me. I won't do any physique challenge or nothing like that because I love food too much. But staying consistent, setting small goals, week goals, monthly goals, and then your goals, and just if you have somebody that you idolize or someone that you look up to, mine being The Rock, as you can see, big fan. He never gave up. There's no reason to give up. Whether you're doing 1, none, or 30, you always want to keep that up and want to keep striving to do better. So that's just my opinion. Again, other people tell you nutrition first. Other people tell you workout first. It really is your own self-drive. And if you can do that for yourself, eating right and doing all that, the goals will be met at certain times. It'll just be getting there and getting it done.
Man, make sure you guys follow Fletch. Your head, my cut. I'll link that up, right? I said the Instagram handle right. So we'll make sure to get the Instagram handle right. Check out his stuff, man. His cuts are crazy. He's keeping it low key. You got to know somebody to get in with this guy. But if you know me personally, I connect you guys with Fletch. Any questions you have for the people watching? I
guess for music-wise, music's always been a big part of my life. With Roos and his style of music was really new to me. But once I started getting into it, all his guys and everybody that I watch on his channel, I start following what really got you into this style of music and what keeps the, I guess, the motivation to hear the new music. I'm always old school, 2000 mix, hip hop, R&B. But once I got to his stuff, I knew there was other stuff out there. I didn't want to follow fads. I didn't want to follow like the Kardashians of the world. But I wanted to find new music and what makes you keep listening for new stuff. What's the ear? What's the beat? What keeps you going and finding like stuff like Roos, the underground artists, but that aren't as popular, but they're still putting out fire music, lit stuff, everything. What keeps you listening for that kind of ear, you know?
Boom. That's the question. Let us know in the comment section.
Definitely.
Peace out.